Hi, how are you? So, welcome back to the studio. I'm in my comfy jumper because I wanted some comfort, even though I'm boiling right now. I'm not boiling, but I will be boiling once we start recording. But we're back. Today is Tuesday, the 7th of July. It is grey outside, which is a bit sad, and it kind of flips between a little bit sunny. It's trying desperately to be sunny, but it's not. So anyway, but welcome back. Welcome to this week, a brand new week. I've been feeling quite tired today. Just a bit lethargic and a bit... I'm lucky because I've had this to look forward to, so that's really good. But yeah, it's really weird. I hate when this happens, when there's no reason or rhyme behind it. Like literally no... In fact, no, that's not 100% true. I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's because I have a lot of emails in my inbox, and you know when you're just like chipping away at replying to emails and the number just doesn't seem to go down? That's kind of where I'm at. I spent 2 hours this morning trying to reply to some emails, and I just feel like there's still a wall of emails to go. So if you have emailed me, I'm sorry, I am trying to get back to you. I'm going to try and do another hour after this session, and we'll see how we go. But let's see who is in the room, as it were, today. Tara, say hello and tell me about your weekend. I want to know how your weekend was. Let's see who's in the room. Yay, Jed's here. Hey, Emily, great to be here again. Not sure how long, waiting for Virgin Media. I was going to say, have you had your Virgin Media fella or gal come to sort it out? I'm good, by the way. I hope you are too. I'm good. Like I say, I've been having one of those weird days where you just feel a bit bleh. I'm like, we did some yoga this morning and I just not feeling it, you know what I mean? It's just one of them days, it happens. But you guys always seem to cheer me up, so that's good. So, Carl Bayliss is here, Mooncat Drums, hi Em, hi everyone else, hello everyone else. And Juggy's here, hey Emily, how's things? Things are good, to be fair. In the grand scheme of things, life is great. Nathan's here, what's up? Sugar Crash, haha. Do you know what? You might not be wrong there. I'll tell you about my weekend in a minute. I want to see what other people have been up to over their weekend if they want to share. You don't have to share, of course, but it would be lovely to know what you guys have been up to. So Jed says, hey Nathan. Juggy says, that's funny. I was going to say, you look tired! Oh, Juggy. Oh, you're so kind. Let me just look at my... Yes, I look tired. Look at these bags. I think I just haven't had a good night's sleep for a few nights. For whatever reason. It's just one of those things. It happens sometimes. So again, it could just be a sugar crash, more than likely, and I will explain why in a minute. And Nathan says, hey Jen, how's your week going, buddy? Mooncat Drums had my first rehearsal since lockdown last night. Still tired too. How was it? Was it weird? Was it like the weirdest thing ever? Obviously you couldn't like hug each other. I don't know whether that's something that you do anyway with your band members. It's the biggest thing I'm scared of about going back into rehearsals with the voice kids. Can't hug anyone, and I'm like, I don't know, it's gonna be weird. It's so strange to think. I was saying this to my husband earlier. In the last now I'm a huggy person. I hug everyone. Anyone that's met me in real life can attest to that. Juggy, you can attest to that. Anyone else? But in the last 4 months, the only person that I've hugged is Tony, my husband. Which is great, but it's just weird. It's just really weird for me. I hug everyone, whether they like it or not, and some people really don't like it, and I think I slightly upset them sometimes, but it's fine. I just can't help it. And Kevin is saying, greetings, Emmington. Hello, Kevin. So glad to see you today. I just watched your latest A Drummer's Guide 2 video. Top stuff. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think that's the one about performance, which Juggy was inspired by a question from Paul Moorhen. So Juggy and I both play in a band with Paul Moorhen occasionally. Juggy, you've been with him for a lot longer than I have. I haven't played with them boys for ages. Obviously, right now, obviously, but before this all happened, for ages before that. And the last gig we did was somewhere in France. We drove over there. It was all it was great actually. It was really fun. Mooncat says, very weird doing socially distanced rehearsing. Yeah, like I said, I've got to do it too, and I'm freaked out. Like, are we going to be wearing masks whilst we play? I mean, I assume so, because obviously we're dealing with a lot of kids kicking about, and there's a lot of people in the production, so I don't really know how it's going to work, but we'll see. Jed says 7 to 25 Saturday. Looking forward to seeing you on on telly. Yeah, The Voice Kids Saturday 7:25. Check it out. I'll be the one up the back hitting things. And Juggy says yes, big hugger, not as big as Huggy Bear. Almost. David Levitt here. Hello, David. I've been loving your stories just now. I love all the gifs, like the dancing gifs from the drum stem club thing. It makes me laugh. So thank you for sharing that. It means a lot. And you said Gamma Joba. Hi. And I know that I've said that wrong. And I'm sure that the way that you say it is a lot more eloquent and sounds lovely. But what an English way of saying that. Gamma Joba. Is that right? So Mooncat Drums is doing some recording tomorrow night. Exciting! With one of my other bands. I love the fact that you have more than one band. I chip off the old block. And Tim Hartig is here. Hey, hello, Tim. Lovely to see you. I haven't seen you in on one of these for a while. Mooncat says, regarding The Voice, probably lots of baffle boards and screens. Yeah. I mean, I'm just glad that I'm not the person that needs to work out logistically how that's going to work, if you know what I mean. And we've got, rehearsals are in London, so that's fine. You can drive to that. And this next thing I can also drive to, but rehearsals up in Manchester. Usually, filming up in Manchester, usually we'd get on the train. So I guess we're going to be self-driving? I don't really know. It's all very strange. We've just got to wait and see. I'm kind of that way of thinking. Just wait and see. Deal with it when it comes to it. Juggy says, yes, I saw that, Emily. I saw Paul put a question in. I watched it this morning. Haven't seen Paul for a while. He's moved to Swindon. Yeah, I saw. And saw Kevin a year ago. So Kevin is Paul's brother. So they are brothers. They are so lovely. They run a band called the Groove Moors, which is great. And Paul moved to Swindon because I believe they wanted to be closer to his wife's family. Because I think they've had 2 kids now. Juggy, you'll know better than I do because I haven't seen him for ages. And David Limits, thumbs up. Tim says, far too long, yeah. And Omar, yeah. Rest in peace, Joe Porcaro. Can you believe it? It's just, oh God, there's been some great losses over this period, that's for sure. Really sad about Joe Porcaro, who, as Omar was saying, is Jeff Porcaro's father. So, I'll quickly tell you about my weekend and why I think I'm feeling so blur, is because in my family we had what we called a Swiss roll-off. So, I don't know how this came about. I think it's because me and Tony were watching the Great British Bake Off. He's never ever watched it. I really like it. I didn't used to, and then I did, and then I was like, oh, Tony might like it. So we sat and we watched it, and I don't know how it came about, but my family decided we were going to, each household was going to make a Swiss roll, and we were going to compete against each other to see who could make the best Swiss roll. For no reason at all, because basically we love food. That's literally the reason. So anyway, we did the Swiss roll-off. It happened. The one that I made was a ginger sponge with a lemon curd buttercream. It was my second attempt because the first one, the cream was so thin that it's not that it splurged out the sides. It actually it melted into the sponge. So there was a swirl. Well, there was a roll, but there was no swirl because you couldn't see any cream. So that was useless, and it cracked up. So anyway, that was my trial one that I did on Wednesday. The one that I made it on Saturday for Sunday. I was like, right, the filling has to be solid. So I made this buttercream, and I made the mistake, and apologies for any Americans in the room. I used an American recipe, but what that means is it was so rich and so sweet that it made loads, and I was like, just put it all in the middle. And the log, honestly, the roll was like this big, and it was bigger than my head. And I was like, I can't. And the ratio of filling to sponge was all wrong. So I had to unroll it, scrape out half the filling, and roll it back up. Anyway, it was still very sweet. It was too rich. I was like, this isn't going to be a winner. My mum made a lemon curd with a vanilla sponge, I think it was, which was delicious, but she hadn't done a trial run, so her one was very, cracked up, and all the stuff that happened to me on my first one happened to her. It was a bit flat as well. Poor thing. Tasted great. And then my sister absolutely nailed it. Again, it was her second one. She had a pattern on the outside of her Swiss roll. Genius. I was like, how did you do that? Amazing. Her filling was, it was all very traditional. So it was like a vanilla sponge with buttercream and then homemade strawberry jam. And then she had like little strawberries on top. And it was brilliant. And the balance was perfect. Not too sweet, but sweet enough. And anyway, but what that meant was all of us ate 3 slices of Swiss roll and very rich Swiss roll as well. So I think I'm still coming down from it, and it's Tuesday, and I just feel. But anyway, it's all good. I'm here. That's the main thing. And Joggy says yes, correct him. About Paul and his second child. Charlie Weston is here. Hello. How are you doing? Are you well? How was your live? You did a live stream on Instagram, I believe. How was that? Nathan says the rehearsal room we normally use has loads of perspex screens installed that hang from the ceiling so you can slide under them still. That's so funny. Oh, they've had loads. So they've really moved on that. That's really cool. Good for that rehearsal studio for moving. Right. Carl says a few plays. And Charlotte's here. Hello, Charlotte. Lovely to see you. Kevin says I'm gaining weight by listening to Emily's baking stories. Honestly, the struggle is real. So at the end of this Swiss roll-off, we were all like, "Ma," and then we were like, right, we'll have another baking competition in a while. And the consensus was we need a few weeks just to work off the Swiss roll situation. So anyway, we've got 3 weeks off, well, 2.5 now. And the next competition is savoury because we're all sweeted out, and it's going to be pasties. So it doesn't need to be like a Cornish pasty, like traditional. It can be, but it's going to be a pasty. I'm still working out what my filling's going to be and how I'm going to do it, but I'm very excited. It has to be homemade pastry as well, very important. So Carl says places by us are doing that, but I'm currently using one of our local venues to help them pay the rent whilst they can't open. That's very cool. That's a really good arrangement. I think that's really good. And Charlie Weston is clapping or waving. God, my eyesight. I should be wearing glasses, really. And, Charlie, yeah, I'm glad you found out how to screen record. Dude, totally using that, like, so much. I am such an old person, so Charlie basically recorded one of my live streams, some of it, like a section, and I was like, mind blown. How did you do that? And I was like, Charlie, I'm going to sound really old, but can you tell me how to do that? Anyway, he taught me, and now I'm using it, like, all the time. It is ridiculous. It's the best thing that I've learned in the last week. Juggy says, hey Emily, how many drum head boxes do you have, or will you be using them for homemade pizza? Not a bad shout. I tell you what it is, fear. I am fearful that I'm going to break 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I'm fearful that I'm going to break 28 heads. And then I'm going to have one that's ready to go. Okay, that's why I have so many heads. It's because I just can't help it. It's good for my stress levels. Charlie says, yes, that was great, thanks. And surprised at the amount of people that watched. That's awesome. I often find that. I'm always surprised. Like right now, there's 15 people on right now watching me blather on. And I promise I will be playing some drums very soon while we're listening to a song first to chart it. But I'm always so surprised when people turn up. I'm like, oh, this is so lovely. It's so nice. And we have the artist in the room. Graham Willmott is here, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Em, making me envious with all this Swiss roll talk. You wouldn't be envious the amount of Swiss rolls I've eaten. We still have a whole Swiss rolls worth of cake left in the freezer right now. I'll stick a piece in the mail to you if you want. So that was an original one where the filling seeped into the sponge. Though I have some freshly made chocolate ginger tiffin ready for emergencies. Dude, that's amazing. I love ginger so much. Oh my gosh. I've currently also got some sourdough that's proving right now. It's on its first proof. My mum. So I started out making sourdough, really enjoyed it. It was nice. It wasn't like the best thing in the world, but it was nice. And I was like, yes, I've started a starter. It's not dead. Woo! And anyway, and then I gave my mum some of my starter, and I explained how you had to look after it, and she was just like, I just don't even But anyway, she made this loaf at the weekend. It was amazing. So it's made me go, right, I need to make another loaf. So anyway, that's proving right now. Should we just stop talking about food? I'm so sorry. I hope everyone's eating their lunch. Charlotte said, we did a bake-off every week from the start of lockdown until the end of May. Oh, so much. Oh, that's so cool. Well, obviously, because I don't live with my parents, I didn't get to see them, well, for a couple of months. And now we finally were allowed inside their house. So that was kind of the celebration, I suppose, of being able to, but obviously still can't hug them, which sucks. Although, don't tell anyone, my sister accidentally touched me with her finger. And I was like, whoa, that's not a socially distanced thing to do, and you're clearly too close. She was very, very apologetic. And Kevin said, Graham, did you bring enough to share with the chat? Brilliant. Charlie says, I'm glad you're using it a lot, dude. Screen record has changed my life. How sad is that? But it's true. And Tim Hartig said, what did you learn in a few words? Okay, so what you do is on an iPhone or iPad or whatever, you swipe down to the right-hand corner. This is if you want to record a screen. And there's a button with a circle in it, a circle within a circle. And if you just hit that, it goes 3, 2, 1, and then it records your screen. So if you're wanting to screenshot a video, you start that off and then you hit play, and then it will record it, and then obviously just edit it within the phone, so just edit the front off and the end off the back when you stop it. And yeah, there's a little record sign at the top left, like it turns red, and then you just hit that to stop it. It's amazing. It's so good. I love it. It's so good. Is that enough? Is that? I don't know if that's well described, but there we go. Charlie says, are you endorsed by any head companies? Yes, I am, by Remo. Which are those? I was like, those are Remo, aren't they? Because all I saw was Drumhead, and I was like, wait, what? But no, it's Remo. Of course it's Remo. Yes, so Charlotte said, we just submitted pictures to each other online and then judged from the pictures. That's so cool! Although, so my dad, I love my dad, but he thinks he's hilarious. If those were the rules, he would probably just find a random picture online of something that looked incredible and then somehow Photoshop it into like their house, so it looks like it's in their house. Knowing my dad. Tim said, that one, yes, great feature. I'm happy they baked that one in. Yeah, me too, because I had used it before, but it just, I think when I last used it, for some reason didn't record the sound. So I just went, oh, well, that's useless, but it turns out it's good now. And Charlie says, oh, nice, Remo, great. Yes, they are. Right, so, sorry, that just overloaded your microphone. Should not clap. Okay, so we're going to get into this song. So it's called Carry Her Home. Now, I asked, no, I didn't ask Graham, but Graham knows well, for me, that I do like a story behind the song, and what he wrote to me just makes me love him even more. So I'm just going to read you what Graham wrote to me about this song. So this one sounds as if it ought to have an interesting real-life backstory, but in truth, it's completely fictional. The chorus came to me on a boring train journey from Beaconsfield to Marylebone, together with a mental image of a woman sitting alone on a plane, which when I read that, and I was like, that sounds like me, staring blankly out of the window, that sounds like me, trying to make sense of, and this is when I was like, oh no, this isn't me, trying to make sense of the death of her daughter. I love that this is the story that came to Graham. Then it was just a matter of trying to figure out who that girl was and what happened to her to give enough content for a few verses. I just love that this concept came to him and then he fleshed out the story. It is literally like storytelling, story writing, fiction, novel. Brilliant. And then, mind you, I think I know one or two people who once upon a time could have possibly been that girl, just in an alternate universe. Love that. And in terms of notes for drums, I don't think there are any. Yeah, there's no scratch drum tracks for this one, and not really any notes. Obviously, this one's a bit quieter, a bit more reflective than the last track I sent you, and I imagine it's going to be something a bit more subtle. Use your judgment, go with it, whatever you feel is right. Your ideas about drums are invariably much better than mine. Not necessarily true, Graham, but I'll just go with my instinct because it's literally the only thing I can do. Right, so let's just get you over to the iPad view. Yes, so carry her home. Let's write a chart. Let's turn off this click because nobody wants that in their life. Let's get this, let's get that. And yeah, let's have a listen to this song by Graham Willmott, Carry Her Home.
Dreamed of chasing stars, and she did, yeah, she did. Held her youthful face, was easy on the eye. Crossed the sea, hoped that she could be someone he could love until the day died. Thought her luck was strong if she won such a prize. Took a year before she recognized his lies. Found a way to get through each day. Hidden needle marks beneath the linen thigh. She carried her home over the water, so far from home. The wreck of her daughter set out alone, a lamb to the slaughter, fell like a stone, and nobody caught her. Carry her home beyond the final scene. Carry her home, said you never dreamed what might have been. Trapped by her desire, couldn't stay, couldn't run. Barely living till the day she found the gun. Love will cool in the silent pool. Colors mingling to match the burning sun. She'll carry her home over the water, so far from home. The wreck of her daughter set out alone, a lamb to the slaughter, fell like a stone, and nobody caught her. Carry her home beyond the final scene. Carry her home, never dream what might have been. Should carry her home.
Nice. Oh, I love it. There's yeah. I love the first of all, there's something about it that reminds me of, vocally reminds me of Howard Jones. Musically, there's something about it that reminds me of, or maybe it is vocal as well, like the placement that reminds me of The Police. I don't even know if anyone else is getting that, but yeah, love that. Really cool, and yeah, I put my snare drum in there thinking that it was going to be perfect for this, and I think it is. It's kind of softer. It's kind of deeper. I'm just trying to work out the best thing because there's kind of, we could be doing a halftime thing on the verses, and then but then on the intros, do the, or when it goes back to the intro, do the double time thing. So verses and bridges maybe half time, and then obviously chorus double time and the tag, and then when we come back to, in fact, by the time it gets to the tag, just keep it double time, and then maybe the outro goes back to that halftime feel.
Should carry her
But it has got that. It's got that voice over it.
trapped by her desire, couldn't stay, couldn't run, barely living till the day she found the gun. Love will cool in the silent pool, colors mingling to match the burning sun. Should carry her home.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So the half time for the verses and the bridges. The only thing I'm trying to work out is maybe even for the verses, no snare drum. So
Desire couldn't stay,
this is where I go half time.
trapped by her desire, couldn't stay, couldn't run, barely living till the day she found the gun. Love will prove,
I almost want it to be a tambourine, and then
love
in the
will
bridge.
in the silent pool, colors me.
Oh, I think it's just something I've got to get in there and do. I think I'm going to try a few different things. I'm almost tempted to record a tambourine first. Oh, shall I do that? Shall I do that? Yeah, I think I do. There's something about I want it to have a tambourine. I don't think I want it to have a shaker. I don't think. Because it's one of those tempos that doesn't actually suit itself to a shaker in my head. Right, I'm just going to mute you in. Oh, I need to switch on this. Switch on this preamp. I'm gonna mute you in the room because this gets really loud in here, and I'm just gonna record a tambourine, which probably sounds bonkers because there's literally nothing here yet, but it's because I feel like it's gonna need to be there. So let's just do that first, and then I'll go and record some actual drums. All right, hold on, give me a sec. All right, let me mute you in here. It probably seems a bit weird just recording that, but I feel like it's going to be quite an integral part of the track. I don't know why. Might be wrong, but let's see.
Water, so far from home. She carried her home over the water, so far from home.
Love it. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to go in and do some takes. I literally don't really know. That was the only thing that I was like, right, definitely. Tambourine, absolutely. The rest, I'm kind of like, it could go one of so many different ways. It's unbelievable. I'll quickly just come in on the chat real quick. La 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 la. Oh, Tim says, did you ever do a shootout on what head you like better? Or is it a religious thing? Have I? I suppose it's just been a lifelong sort of shootout of what heads I like. So I like emperors generally, coated emperors. I just like a thicker head. I like the way it sounds on my drums, and I like, yeah, I just like a thicker head basically because it's thick like my head. And Dan Lee's here. Hello. Hi, Dan Lee. Lovely to see you. Tim says, yep, here we go. Right, chorus plus what now? So the chorus is 16 bars. I was calling the bridge the chorus initially because I didn't know. And then as soon as we went to the chorus, I was like, oh, yeah, there we go. And yeah, it's 8 bars plus 1 bar build, basically. Gore Drum is here. Hello, how are you? And Nathan saying, what heads are you playing at the moment? I'm liking the Aquarian triple threat on my Black Panther at the moment. I'm playing a variety, but yeah, mainly Emperors, Remo Emperors, coated. There is a vintage one on the current snare drum, which is a Yamaha, which I don't often use in the studio, but its sounding is so gorgeous at the moment that I got this sound the other day, and I was like, I'm in love with this sound, so we're going to record it. I think it's appropriate for this song anyway, because there's a lot less attack. It's very deep sounding. There's a lot of snare to it. You'll see what I mean, but I think it's going to work. And Jed says, reminds me of John Denver. John Denver. Yes, I do know John Denver. Yeah, like John Denver a lot. And yeah, Howard Jones in there too. Yeah. That was my initial thing. I was like, oh, sounds like Howard. And Nathan says, yeah, the verses are quite a lot looser musically than the choruses. Yeah, it's one of those things where I don't want to. How do I say this? I don't, like you say, it's a lot freer. I don't want to tie down the song with the drums in the verses, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. It's like putting a lasso around it and sort of tying it to the ground. I don't want that. I want there to be a bit more movement and softness and empathy and tenderness to it. So we'll see what I come up with. Let's see how that translates into music. And Tim says, geez, how does the at marker work on the phone? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. You guys seem to be knowing how to using this with the YouTube chat thing. I don't even know. And Tim, you guys are all just talking to each other. That's fine. Tim says, I'm into the Evans G2 coated batters and the G1 clear on my toms. Nice, very nice. Snare head configures rather vary. Yeah, having an Evans Genera HD dry, never heard of that, on my fat one, and a Remo Emperor Ludwig factory medium Remo P4. Yeah, I mean there's so many heads. It's just there's so many options, and it's so expensive to try them all out. So I think find something and go with it. Graham says, Nathan says, beautiful song, Graham. Yes, I agree. Gore Drum says Tau Toms. That's always a good option, to be fair. Tim says, not being too strict with manufacture at the moment, some heads are just tasty. Absolutely true. What's the deal with Aquarian triple threat? Sounds spacey. Spacey equals kind of wicked. I love that. Right, okay, so I'm going to switch over to the live room. Let's go do 3 takes and see what happens with this. I've just realised I think I'm going to change the bass drum head, bass drum beta to a lambskin one, which will be just softer as well. And I think it will work better. So give me a minute to do that, and yeah, I'll see you in like 3 takes ish, something like that. All right, see you shortly. Okay, I just wanted to come back and listen to how that's sounding because, yeah, I just want to make sure that it's coming across and gelling in the way it feels like it is, but sometimes it's just hard to tell. So let's have a listen to this. Let's get rid of that click.
Dreamed of chasing stars, and she did. Yeah, she did. Held her youthful face was easy on the eye. Crossed the sea, hoped that she could be someone he could love until the day.
Sorry, my system is running a little bit slow for some reason. Did I save this? I might just call this a comp, even though I think I'm going to go back and do another one. But I will call it a comp because I might switch between a couple of takes because I just want to see how fit. Like I really like the intro. That I'm happy. I like how I'll probably do another tambourine to thicken it up.
Dreamed of chasing stars, and she did. Yeah, she did.
See that I'm not convinced that that is right. You know what I mean? So let's just see what I did on that first take. Let's just. Oh, gosh.
Dreamed of chasing stars, and she did. Yeah, she did. Held her youthful face was easy on the eye. Crossed the sea.
So maybe I quite like that. Maybe we then go to the second take again because I think the snare comes. Yeah, just to lift it a bit. So let's just go back to the. So, oh, in fact, I'll fix that because I don't want that fill coming into it. I want it to be clean like that.
Chasing stars, and she did. Yeah, she did. Held her youthful face was easy on the eye. Crossed the sea,
I like that. Opens up.
that she could be someone he could love until the day died.
Hold on, these takes are being weird. Hold on. Ay. You know, I saw, do you remember? I think a few of you've been on here, and I've said about sometimes the takes when you do cuts, it just jumps to other takes. So I'm just gonna cut all of that, and hopefully this will fix it because if it doesn't, I'm gonna be really upset.
Dreamed of,
So I wonder if
dreamed of chasing stars.
no, I do like it. So yeah. Right, if I cut this, are you all behaving? Ah, yes, I think you are. Okay, great.
Dreamed of chasing stars, and she did. Yeah, she did.
I think that fixed it. I'm hoping.
Held her youthful face was easy on the eye. Crossed the sea.
Alright, so yeah, sorry. So from there. We go back to take 2 and hopefully... Oh, these are acting all weird. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well, in that case, I'll tell you something else I've noticed. This snare side was not on. I think I accidentally knocked the snare microphone off because it has a switch on it. So I think, okay, where's my... Hold on. I'm gonna go get my chart. Hold on. Right, we're going to go back to this chart. I'm sort of talking to myself, Emily, and we're going to do a comp version of the takes, and then I'm just going to play the comp version because sometimes this thing happens, I've mentioned it before, where the takes just don't, when you cut between different takes, for some reason it just doesn't quite cut correctly, and what that means is it makes a comp very difficult. It's not impossible, but it's awkward. So I may as well just do a new recorder version that is what I want, and then that's actually quicker. So let's just sort this out. So I love the beginning, so that's great. So for the, oh sorry, I was going to switch over to the iPad, right. So this I love, and then I want to go to the rim for the verse, and then the snare for the bridge. So okay. Right, and then to 2. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't whistle, it overloads it. That needs something, but I can't work out what it is. Do you know what? I might do another tambourine on that. So I reckon here maybe a snare. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Lovely, it opens out, got a whole nother frequency going on. I want to accident. I like the use of the toms. I love that. So I think, yeah, I can make a good comp from that, as in my head, because I'm going to go re-record it, because A, one of the microphones wasn't on, and B, all of this is acting weird. So, it's just one of those things. That's fine. What I'm going to do, I just want to record, there's this particular tambourine part I want to do. I'm just going to mute you in the room, and we're just going to record that real quick. So I will be back.
Let's love it. Feel like a stone, and nobody caught her. Carry her home.
Okay, I think that's a good amount of percussion. I may build upon it, of course, because it's me. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm happy now. Right now, I can actually go and do the take. It's a funny thing when you start. Like, this is one of those tracks where I feel like the drums have to be almost treated like separate instruments, if that makes sense. And actually, most of the rhythm is going to come from the percussion, aside from in the chorus, which I love because it opens up and it brings a whole new element to the song. But then for it all to be based around basically this feeling of. It's kind of like, I don't know, there's something really nice about that. And I love that it comes to this. I mean, it is like it's flying. I love it. I really love it. This is a great song. Okay, right. So I'm going to go in and do the take that I should have done. And I'm going to have to get it in one take because, in fact, shall I? I'm going to delete this take, these two takes. Probably shouldn't do that. Oh well, it's done. Right, so I'm going to switch. Oh, shall I quickly? Let's quickly do the chat. Sorry, you guys have been chatting a lot, and I have just been not ignoring you, but I have been busy, I suppose. Tell Toms, yeah. Spacey is kind of wicked. Yes. Oh, you're still talking about drumheads. Brilliant. Dan Lee says, such a privilege to see you live. Such a privilege to see these live feeds, and thank you so much for giving back your talent. If I can help in any way for people that are trying to do what I'm doing, I want you to do it. So if you can glean some sort of insight from watching me do this, whether that's composing drum parts, whether that's how to record, whether that's what not to do, or whether that's you just going, she's an idiot, I could do much better, I don't care. As long as it inspires people to take action, then I'm happy. Like, literally, that is my goal in this life. Graham Willmott says, Nathan, thanks. It's a bit of a restrained one this time, so I don't get to give Emily the usual hit lots of things very hard workout. Yeah, it's so true. That's often your kind of brief. It's like, yeah, this one's going to be a bit of a workout for you, but have fun. But this is fun because it's kind of a different approach, which I love. And Dan says, do you ever feel the need for brush sticks, Em? Oh yeah, all the time. I did contemplate that for about half a second, and then I was like, actually, but where I want it to be when it goes to the ride, that's not going to be suitable, and then it's going to be too much of a jump. So I need it to be sticks, but I need it to be sparse. So I feel like I've gotten to an in-between, which I know you haven't heard yet because it's only in my head, but you kind of get the gist from the last two takes that I did and what I'm going for, but we'll see. It could all change still. Tim says, alright, so despite fat sound, there's a durability aspect. Oh, you're all still talking about drum heads. I love this. Drummers just love drummers. It's so good. Nathan says, yeah, from experience, on the gig learning. On the gig learning is the best type of learning. You will learn so quick. It's absolutely crazy. Always have my spare snare behind the kit. Now, too. Yeah, reheading during a set. Not the one. Yeah, it's not the one. Definitely always have a spare snare drum when you can. And Carl says, yeah, we don't all have M's luxury of roadies to swap stuff out. Ah, you're funny. You're funny. Yeah. No. Even if, yeah. It's very rare, even for me. Let's just say that. Yeah. Nathan says, when the take changes by itself, is a number changing to let you know, or is it just the waveform? Oh, it's any number of things. Either the take doesn't change, or the take does change, but the waveform moves. But it doesn't tell you where it's moved from, or where it's moved to. All I can say is that you can tell because it just doesn't line up, and then there's a line which tells you where it has decided to start lining up or stop lining up. Oh, it's a nightmare. I thought I'd fixed it. Haven't fixed it. Oh well. Or not cutting in sync. No, but it will only be 1 or 2 or 3 of the stems, and they're all in a group, so they should all react in the same way. It makes zero sense, even from a stupid girl like me kind of point of view, it doesn't make sense. Nathan says, Tim says, Nathan, gosh, I bet luckily I didn't run into that yet. Fingers crossed. Do you ever give like 5B or even the thinner ones a shot? I'd actually nailed a U2 cover gig, haha, with just 7 A's. Brilliant. I used in the studio, I use Keith Carlock sticks, so they're quite light and they're quite thin. So they're these. But live, I always use 55As, which are the weight of a 5B, the size of a 5A. I love it. I love them. They're perfect for me. I love it. We've moved on from heads to sticks. This is just so... You know when people take the mickey out of drummers because we talk about sticks? We actually do, but we love it. It's so good. Graham says, loving the ideas in there so far. I'm glad, Graham. Me too. It's taking shape. I can feel it. I can feel that once this drum track is done, it's going to be pretty much there. And Nathan is asking, have I done a drummer's guide to internal dynamics yet? It's a really hard subject to talk about, but yeah, maybe I should. Did you see Thomas Lang's collection of those shakers? I think he's got shares in them. Oh, what, the Jube ones? Yeah, it's because it's Dion. So Dion, just every time anyone sees Dion, he gives you a bunch of shakers. I love him so much, and his shakers are so good. So yeah, no, Thomas doesn't have shares in them. I don't think. He might. I have no idea. I love Thomas. Mooncat says, it's another Emily Percussion Fest. You have no idea. I might add some more. Nathan says, a percussive ensemble. My guys. Mooncat Drum says, I'm slightly amazed how often what you play is what I would. Oh, well, that to me gives me some solace, because you know when you think, am I just going crazy here? So that's really cool. Great minds and all that. I agree. Jed says, really enjoying this track. It's chilling me out. Dude, I'm with you. Right, let's get chilled out some more. Let me actually record what I want to record and make it sound as good as possible. I've got my new chart. I'm going to switch over to the live room and I'll be back probably 1 or 2, maybe 2 takes. Yeah, all right. Just I like to have 2 to cut between. All right, I will see you in a little bit. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like it a lot. A lot. I need to listen back to it, but I think essentially I'm happy with that. I'm just going to save it, and I'm going to put it as a new alternative called Comp2, because if this carries on, in fact, I wonder if I should I restart the program and see if that helps? Maybe that would help. Right, I'm restarting Logic, so let's see if that helps, and I will, in case I do want to cut between takes, let's see what people are saying. So, Nathan says, yeah, Jed, it's perfectly poignant for this slow, rainy afternoon. Is it raining up there? It's just really grey here. It's so not fun, not nice, but that's fine. We get to be inside, we get to be together, we get to record some music, so it's pretty awesome. And Jed says, guess it is, as it's raining here in Manchester. I'm glad that you're still with us, Jed. I was fully expecting you to be taken off by the Virgin people. Dan Lee says, when your left hand is covered by that furry sleeve, it reminds me of that advert with the gorilla playing the Phil Collins track. Ah, that's so funny. Do you know what's funny? I love that that's what it reminds you of. When that happens, and obviously it's not, on purpose, it's just the way it goes. There was this Steve Jordan DVD that I used to watch as a kid. The Groove Is Here. And in fact, I would still watch it now. It's amazing. It's so good. But there were a few videos of him, and he was wearing long sleeves, and it was the same, and he was holding the stick, and it was like that. So it reminds me of him, so it made me really happy, obviously, because he's an incredible drummer, one of my favourites. So yeah, that was quite funny. Nathan says, Dan Lee, brilliant, haha. Jed says, loving the fills, they just flow. Oh, thank you, Jed. That's literally all I try and do is make things flow. I hate the idea of things sticking out because I've done something wrong. Nathan says, like the heads come off. Juggy says, Dan Lee, hi, yes, something by the Gorillas M or Super Furry Animals. Nathan, shh, she's coming back. You guys, honestly, you're meant to be listening to Graham's track and how awesome it is. And Mooncat Drum says, I work in IT, turn it off and on again. Yeah, that's literally what I've done. So we'll see if that works. I mean, if it does, that'd be brilliant. And Jed says, I'm glad I'm still here too. And yes, we are. And Fernando Ribeiro Neto is here. Hello, Fernando. How are you? So you can listen to what we've been up to since... you've come in basically as the drums have just been done, but we've already done the percussion pretty much. So let's take a listen and let's do a comp in MeB, but I think that last take is kind of the one. There might be a couple of notes of me moving around, but we'll see. Let's switch up this click. Okay. I already love it. Yeah, so I wanted the ride to leave it because it's interesting because that shaker gives the snare rattle, if that makes sense. Whilst we're here, let's get rid of that tambourine. That one there is not correct. That is not where it should be. Just get rid of it. I love this guitar that comes in. And then the tom accenting the space of the vocal. if you were to sum up my playing style in one kind of concept, it literally is to never get in the way of the vocal. So anything around that is fair game, but if you notice, that is always my instinct. Yes! And that shaker works. I was wrong initially. I love that tambourine as well. I almost want that louder. So I've got to get rid of that little tambourine there. Oh, ow! Oh, that was weird. It's a weird pain in my side. Right. It's probably just a muscle spasm for some reason. So no look. Move that snare drum actually. Yay! I think there's literally a couple of things that I want to move, but I love that. That's what a song, Graham. What a song. Okay, so I'm going to save that. I'm going to just do an alternative. Oh, just realised I didn't even switch you over to the. Oh, no, that's good, isn't it? Hold on. Emily Catherine. There we go. I'm just going to save a comp, not a comp, flatten and fix, because I like that as a take. There's no need to go anywhere else with it aside from there. So I'm just going to flatten that. And then I'm going to, there are a couple of things that I want to just move. In fact, let's just take a break real quick, go to the chat, and then I'll worry about. It's literally, I think it's like 4 things that I want to move. I say now, but of course things happen, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna move one thing. So Fernando's well. I'm glad to hear it, Fernando. It's always so lovely to see you. And Zalster, Michael Lopez, who ate all the Swiss rolls. Dude, you missed my whole spiel about the whole Swiss roll-off. the short of it is I didn't win. My sister did. It was so rightfully her crown though, because mine was just too sweet. The balance was all off. What I should have done, I did my Swiss roll on a Saturday. The judging was on a Sunday. What I should have done was just, what is it? Pulled myself up by my bootstraps and should have done a third version, because I'd done a run on the Wednesday. That was on the Saturday. I should have done one the morning of, and that probably would have been better, at least in the running. But yeah, I dropped the ball. What can I say? But the next one is Cornish pasties. Well, pasties of any type. But we could go traditional Cornish. I don't think I am, but it's always me. I always got a little bit off on a little tangent. It's delicious. I don't want to eat another Swiss roll for another 10 or 20 years. Honestly, too much sweetness. I think I'm on a sugar low. Actually, no, I feel a lot better now. So I think you guys have really helped. And this song has absolutely helped. So Kevin says, I literally failed to understand how you play in that gigantic jacket. I'd be dying. I know. It is warm, but it's warm, which is a nice thing as well as a bad thing. Dan Lee says, it does sound awesome, and bless you, Dan. And David says, that weeping sound on the guitar is great, isn't it? That really stood out to me as well. Just, when you get those moments in songs, you're like, ooh, that's nice. That was one of them. Mooncat Drum says, that snare sounds great, thank you so much. Dan Lee says, I like that ride leading. Yeah, I think it's nice as a different texture that comes in just for those choruses and tags, and it just lifts it to a different plane. And I don't mean like a plane like that you fly in the sky, even though that's what the song is partly about. And Nathan says, yeah, absolutely, at the end of the day everyone sings the song lyrics, not the drum part. Exactly. There's a joke in one of the lot that I tour with. No one goes home humming the lights at the end of a show. It's the worst joke ever, but whatever. Nathan says, love that hang there, Graham Willmott. Yeah, those 4 hangs are just because it's like taking a breath. I remember recently I read about that in film, actually, that filmmakers do have scenes where nothing really happens, and it's to give the audience a breath, and it makes for contrast of the rest of the story. And I think it's the same with music, and I've never even thought about it, and then I read that and I was like, oh yeah, actually that makes sense. Obviously it was a bit more in-depth than my version of it, because my version is always going to be a little bit simplified. Not to say that I understand anything any simpler than what I just said. Any more complicated than what I just said. Moon Cat Drum says, not everyone goes home singing the lyrics. I do. I rarely go home singing drum parts. Jed Kenyon, sometimes I get up and make a brew during these recordings, but today I haven't moved. I love this song. Oh, bless you, Jed. It is a good one. And Mooncat Drum says, Wolfpeck, Deantown. I don't know what's happening. Graham says, yay, drums and percussion sound totally fab. Verses are beautiful. I love the way it's lifting the choruses. Oh, thank you, Graham. Yeah, I feel the same way, actually. I really do. I feel like it's added something and added a journey to what's happening. And there was already a journey going on. I'm just kind of piggybacking on your journey, basically, with my drums. And Elsa says, I'll review that video later. Yeah, it's right at the beginning. I do ramble on for a good 10 minutes about it, probably. Graham says, thanks for the kind words about the songs, everyone. Yeah, it is a great song. You can't deny, just great songs. You just go, yeah. I mean, what else is there to say? It's a great song. Danley says, great song. Graham. Kevin Seagill says, Wolfpeck is amazing. They're from my hometown as well. How funny is that? Small world. Nathan says, Graham, you are more than welcome. You're a talented guy. That's true. And Maysel is here. Hello, Maysel. You're literally here at the very tail end of this session. I am going to move a couple of things. So, I'm an idiot. Oh, you guys know I'm an idiot, right? So I should have been analysing this as I was answering and coming to the chat. So if anyone has anything to say quickly, although because of the time delay, by the time someone types, I'll probably be done with the analysing. But anyway, I have a question. Has anyone noticed if this has gone off with the ding 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 to see if I need a drink? Because I feel like I need a drink. Suffering succotash. So, Maysel, I almost tried to say your surname, and then I just thought, It's like no, I'm not going to try. I did it that once on a voice note, and I said to you then, I said this is the only time I'm going to try and say your name, and it is. And yeah, sorry. Right, come on. What can I tell you about whilst this is happening? I told you about my sourdough. Oh, this is boring, but I think it's interesting, and it's slightly annoying. So I've spoken before about my air fryer, right? I have this air fryer. It's brilliant. I say it's brilliant. It has a paddle in it, so it means that it's great for like stir fries. You just leave it to go and mix it all up. It's brilliant. I use it a lot. Yesterday it broke, but not in a logical way. The paddle bit just broke in half, just snapped off. It was really, really strange. Anyway, I'm getting a new one tomorrow, and it's of the same make, but it's one model up, which means it has an extra shelf, which means we can do things like salmon on it, which is very boring for most people, but I'm excited. Oh, and there's a Dutch oven coming today to make bread in, so that should be fun. Dan Lee says it hasn't gone off him. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, my brain works at 1,000,000 miles a minute, although it might not seem like it, so I don't know what's happened. And Jed said, version called 30 minutes away, so I'm here for the duration. Yay! You do know that I actually called ahead to version and said, please don't go around to Jed's house until at least 4 o'clock. I'm joking, of course I didn't do that. Zelsta's laughing, and Mooncat says, isn't it like, oh yeah, Tashera. It is something like that, Tashera. It is an SH sound in the middle, that's what I remember. Maysel's name, yeah. No, it is. Oh, it is Tashera. Okay, Maysel Tashera. Carl, how do you know that? Are you just really good at, like, pronouncing names? Tashera. Maysel Tashera? Oh, your reminder for water hasn't gone off. Oh, thank you, Dan. Sorry, I told you. I'm 10 miles ahead of my own brain. It's stupid. Right, let's. We're gonna listen to this. We're just gonna move some stuff around if need be, and then I think we're done, and then I can send this off. But I love where everything's at. I really, 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 really do. Just quantizing that tambourine to make sure it's on the beat, but I might undo it. Oh, that's on. You don't need that in your life. I want another tambourine like that there, please, because I think it should be there. So we'll just. Oh, what did I work out yesterday? I accidentally did. Oh God, I've done something. Let's do that. Yeah, that's a nice shortcut. Command and R, which is just repeat. Oh, can you forgive me for being an absolute moron? There's a stop. Of course you shouldn't have a tambourine there, you silly girl. Oh, it was meant to be there. Or maybe not there. Yeah, so let's get rid of this one. I know that this is pedantic and whatever, but, you know, I want it to be right, whatever that means, so. Yeah, I like that. Sorry, there was something I was meant to do in the second verse and I forgot because I was too busy trying to do a mix. Or was it the second? That's the first intro. Just so slightly early. There it was. That was what it was. It was that tom. Too early. La, 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 la. Context. There we go. I think as well, I don't want that tom to be there. La, 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 la. So I would like. So if I just take this bar, replace this bar with this bar, and then just take it up to just there. Let's just check that. I had a feeling that might happen. Overhang of the symbol. So, how can I deal with that? Well, start by putting it back to that. So this is the third time round. I mean, it's literally not the end of the world. So take that instead. Maybe. Let's see. No. Alright, it's going to have a tom. I mean, it's the third chorus, so it should be. Oh, the second, third, yeah. I suppose it should lift. Ah, there we go. It's just to go with that guitar. Sounds ridiculous, but I think that tambourine makes the song for me. Bit early. Bit keen. Bit keen. Early. There we go. Oh, a nice bit late. Not that much. So it's not grid. It's not grid. Yeah, that's it. I think. Let's just put it in context. That's a bit. What is that? A bit early. Yeah. Yay! Love it. Love it. Love Graham. Love the song. What a combo. And thank you all for being here to be a part of it. Couldn't have done it without you, in all seriousness, because it's always nice to have such lovely conversation and support. And I don't know, this is turning into such a lovely community of people just coming and having a chat. Right, I'll go to the chat and then I will love you and leave you. So Tashera, Marcel Tashera, and hold on, there we go. Dan, you're mind 40, yes. Carl knows because of footballers. Okay, fair enough. That's why I probably don't know. I used to be into football, but not so much anymore. Although technically I'm an Arsenal supporter, sorry if that offends anyone, but I am a Gooner through and through, have been since I was a baby. Kevin says, and the recently retired American baseball player Mark Teixeira. And Nathan says, Teixeira? What's the origin of the name? I think it's Mexico that Maycel's from. I'm not 100% about that. So Nathan says, mine's Welsh. Oh, right, yeah, Griffiths. That's very Welsh. It's like Davies. Davies is very Welsh, and Dolan is very Irish. Maycel says, don't know about the origin of the name, haha. Clean drums. And Nathan says, Maycel, you are in Brazil, right? Oh, Brazil, sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm so sorry. Maycel says, yes, Brazilian. You are having way better weather than us then today, my friend. And Juggy says, sounds real nice, Emily, fine job again. Joking aside, bless you. I do like a lovely joke with you lot. And Zalsta says, how's the weather there, U2 UK? 33.8 degrees here today. Woo, wowie. Maycel says, I don't know if it's better, but I have a nice blue sky day. Yeah, it's all grey here. It's horrible. Juggy says, do you do much in EQ afterwards to your sound or anything else to your final files before sending them off? No, there's a little bit of EQ on many of the channels, and that's just, in fact, you can see here. You can see it. There's a little bit of EQ on stuff, but not a huge amount, and it's just to bring out the certain channels with the certain drums. But honestly, I leave other people to do that have more experience doing that. I'm very new to that, so I try not to ruin what I'm sending out to people, basically. Nathan says, Ulster, same as you'd expect, buddy. Great, rainy, 50-mile-an-hour wind. Yes, incredibly windy at the moment for some reason. And Nathan says to Juggy, yeah, can't deny him. M always delivers. I try my best. Maycel says, great job. Thank you. Danley says, agree on the tambourine. I love that tambourine. Sometimes it's the simple things that just make you go, that's brilliant. Not saying I'm brilliant. I'm just saying that it just, I don't know, it's one of those parts that is just lovely. Nathan says, yeah, it's like driving that's not too heavy, like a kick. Yeah, but enough to give some momentum into the brake. Thank you. That's exactly what I was going for, just to lift it and then it comes back out again. And yeah, Maycel is clapping the drums. Zalsta says, so totally off the subject, but is your sister allowed to use powered garden tools? This is bizarre. Where are you going with this? Hopefully she isn't like mine, who we have to forbid using any electric tools for her own safety. I'll tell you a fun thing about my family. We're not allowed to be around fire, really, because every time we try to have a birthday and light some candles, inevitably we set off some sort of fire alarm. Also fireworks. We've almost burnt down trees from having fireworks. And this isn't just me and my sister, this is my parents as well, so it's definitely genetic. So yeah, we have to be very, very careful around fire. And power tools, I don't really allow myself to use power tools. Only bad things will happen if I do that. And my sister, she was using a lawnmower the other day and she managed to not cut her feet off, so that's good. And Graham says, thanks Em, awesome as always. Graham, you're a star. Thank you for bringing us all together today. It's been so lovely. Jed says, I love being here, it's always a pleasure. And Mooncat says, regarding mixing, how the drums need to sound in the final mix may be affected by other instruments not in this mix. Absolutely correct. And Mooncat says, so raw is best. I agree 100%, and I'm so glad that you said that, Carl. Like I say, I just do a little bit of EQing from my end, just for my ears, so that I know that what I'm sending out I like the sound of, and then anything past that is kind of fair game, if you know what I mean. David Lamid says, Maycel, Teixeira and Max Cavalera. I love Max Cavalera, one of my favourite drummers from Sepultura. Amazing band. And Zalsta said she posted on Instagram tending her backyard. I love that you know this, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, she got a new lawnmower. She was very excited about it, so it must be that. And yesterday she was texting the family group asking if she should buy a table with a fire pit in it, and none of us replied instantly. So she got all, not up. She didn't actually get upset, but she was like, "Fine, I bought one anyway," because none of us. I was like, "Look, I've got no feeling about the matter. If you want to go get one, go get one." And then she was like, "I already have." I was like, "Go." Brilliant, cool, can't wait to see it. And Dad Lee says, "Thanks for today. Enjoy your dinner, whatever it is." Oh yeah, Igor Cavalera. Sorry, Max Cavalera is the singer, isn't he? Igor Cavalera is the drummer from Sepultura. Max is the singer. Yeah, sorry, I mixed them up. It's the Cavalera brothers. For dinner tonight, we're having. So yesterday we had this like vegetarian chili random mix of things. It was one of those throw it all in the pot and sort of slow cook it / pressure cook it. It was lovely. So today we're having the leftovers of that mixed with some tomato sauce with some pasta. It's not very exciting, but I think it will be nice. Yeah, in fact that's what I'm going to do after I send this off. I'm going to have some dinner and chill out. I need to finish my emails. Alright, I'm going to do an hour of emails maybe, and hopefully I can make a dent in them. I love speaking to people and hearing from people, but a wall of emails is not fun to get through. Anyway, right. Yay, dinner chat time. I'm really sorry that it's not more exciting. But Maisel is a vegetarian. Okay, so you would have liked it. It had, well, everyone would have liked it. It was packed full of vegetables. It was really nice. Oh, and then it was on a big baked sweet potato, and it was the baked sweet potato that broke my my air fryer. I think the two potatoes somehow got wedged, and then the paddle just snapped in half. I think that's what happened. And then the chili was cooked in my Instant Pot, which I love, and it had black beans in it, and then it had jackfruit, and it had some red peppers, and it had some courgette, and then onions and garlic, obviously, that I sweated down in the beginning, and cumin, and then I added a bunch of hot pepper sauce, you know, the Encona stuff. So it's like Scotch bonnet hot pepper sauce for people that don't know Encona. Oh, and I had pineapple in it. You just reminded me, Dan. And what are other people that having? Jed's having pizza. That's cool. I like that. My sister would approve. She loves pizza. Dan Lee is having gammon and pineapple. That's quite posh, isn't it? I thought people only had that when they went out to like pub grub. I love gammon and pineapple, but I always have gammon, pineapple, and an egg. I know you're meant to have either an egg or pineapple, and no doubt anyone that's not from the UK is looking at that and listening to us going, that sounds disgusting. It's not. It's actually delicious. The sweetness of the pineapple, the saltiness of the gammon, and an egg just for richness. Oh, so good with chips. Dip your chips in. It was delish. Adam Stanley says, missed something about the Cavalera brothers bit. It's just me mixing up the Cavalera brothers. Max is the singer. Igor is the drummer, and I love Igor. And I used to play. What was the song that we used to do? Territory. Is that right? I think that's a Sepultura song. Yeah, I'm almost certain it was Territory. And Jed's got to go. Enjoy Virgin Media, people. I hope they treat you well. David says, baked potato changed my life. Try baked sweet potato. Next level. Amazing. Adam says, Igor is one of my childhood heroes. Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's amazing. David says, baked potato showed me the way. I love it. And Maisel says, do you use some preamps or just the interface? Yeah, I've got preamps in here, so... I've got 4 channels of API, I've got 8 channels of Neve, and then I've got some Focusrite channels, and then for the percussion stuff that I do in here, I've got a TL audio interface, and it's all going into a PreSonus Quantum 4848, which basically just means that I can do it all DB25, so I don't need to worry about... Basically, I can have analog gear in here, because it was just getting complicated between, like, using ADAT and then, like, interfaces, and then at one point I was trying to sync 2 interfaces that were going into the computer and not have latency, and it was just a pain and a headache. So I just went, right, how can I make this as simple and as effective as possible? And the answer was the PreSonus Quantum 4848. So that's what I did. And then as soon as I did, people go, oh, you shouldn't have got the PreSonus. And I was like, I don't care. It sounds awesome. And they're trying to make me spend thousands of pounds on like Antelope and Antelope Audio and all sorts of stuff. And I was like, dude, it works. It sounds nice. I'm not going to change it. I do actually have my Zoom, which is a fairly cheap interface. which is my backup basically because it works really well. Okay, so Danley says I have egg too, huh? Yeah, good. Zalsta is like he's going, what are you guys eating? You're mental. Danley says take care. Maysel says yes, territory. Yeah. I'm not even sure that's how it went, but that's how we played it, if that makes sense. And Adam says refuse/resist pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple on everything. I think it's delish. Zal says night, Dan, and Nathan says love to you all. See you all soon. Oh, everyone's saying bye, and Hannah's just arrived. Hannah, Dan, and Davis, we were just talking about are you allowed to use power tools? Because someone has just seen you, the Zalster, Michael Lopez, has just seen that you've been doing your garden. So I was saying about your lawnmower, how much you're enjoying it, and also I was telling people about the Swiss roll-off. But these guys have literally been here for over 2 hours, so I'm going to go now. Han, maybe speak to you in a bit. Maybe. Is there anything on the group? Nothing on the group. I hope you're well. I'm having a sugar hangover from Sunday. I'm not going to lie. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to be back tomorrow with... Zalsta says Hannah's ears must have been burning. I know, how funny is that? I'll be back tomorrow, midday, which wherever you are is 4 hours ago from right now. Welcome to my strange way of telling time. We're back with a new to me artist, Moray McDonald, who has been in on these live streams. He's been all over the place, and he's been in touch and been like, I want you to do this track. It's going to be fun. I think there's going to be a lot of energy involved, so I'll make sure I have my coffees. But if you want to come join me, then it would be absolutely lovely to see you. Hannah's smiling. Juggy's got to go. And Adam says, such a song reference. I actually don't care about pineapple on pizza. And on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for being here, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Lots of love you guys. See you later. All right. Bye-bye.